just started, you would cash out.
No, actually, no, I wouldn't cash out. I would go the whole thing.
Let it ride.
For sure, let it ride. 270. Let it ride.
I say
Yes,
cash out. 40 grand's a lot. He needs a lot more games to happen.
And like, how old is he? He looks young.
He kind of looks like him.
Yeah, no, I think if he's
And
that
that's
young,
me, I'm cashing out.
Yeah,
40
like,
bands, I'm cashing out.
Yo, what's up, guys? We are currently in Old Town Alexandria, and everybody is looking at this parlay that requires the Oilers and the Thunders to win to make $270,000. This kid has the craziest parlay I've ever seen, 13 to win $271K. Current cash out is about 40K, 39.9K. Game 6 of the Stanley Cup is about to happen. So what we're going to be asking people is, what do you cash out, what do you not cash out, and why? So I'm very curious to see what people have to say. $40,000 is a lot of money. Would you take the money?
Hell yeah.
Most people, I think, are going to take the money, but I guess we'll see. Ronald Reagan Airport, so some planes.
They should have got technicality.
Also, Matherin did not get 10 points.
Yeah, no, but look, they did too much fouling, man. Watch the whole damn thing. Stop fouling, man. They could have won.
Make sure you stick around until the end of the video, because I'm actually going to be breaking down the analysis of what is the best possible thing you can do in this scenario, what's the math behind cashing out, how much value are you giving up, and also how much money could he make additional just by hedging on other sports books. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this guy has this parlay.
Okay.
It's $13 to win $270K.
Holy shit. Okay.
And every leg has one except Oilers money, or Oilers to win the Stanley Cup and then Thunder to win the finals. His current cash out is 39.9K. What would you do? And why?
Ooh.
Do you use DraftKings?
So no, I actually usually use FanDuel.
FanDuel.
Yeah. No, actually, no, I wouldn't cash out. I would go the whole thing.
Oh my God.
I would go. If he's already like almost there, I'd go through with it. Why not?
That's cool and all. Fuck that. Oilers, OKC. Let's take the big one.
So he hedged. Smart kid. Or maybe not smart. We'll see who wins. Basically hedge, or would you let it ride?
Let it ride.
Let it ride?
For sure, let it ride. 270. Let it ride.
What was your name?
Malik.
You play sports?
Yeah. I played basketball.
You played basketball?
Yeah.
Where?
At Mount St. Mary's.
Oh,
in
fuck.
Maryland. Yeah.
You're good as fuck. Should he cash out off of 13?
I say
Yes,
cash
he should
out.
cash out.
40 grand's a lot. He needs a lot more games to happen.
and like, how old is he? He looks young.
He kind of looks like him.
Yeah, no, I think if he's
And
that
that's
young,
me, I'm cashing out.
Yeah,
40
like,
bands, I'm cashing out.
So you think he's, like, how...
he's stupid if he doesn't.
He's stupid if he doesn't cash out? Okay, what if it's at 29,000? You'd still cash out.
I mean,
Still
yeah.
cash out. That's so much fucking money. I gotta cash out for that much.
How low would it have to go to not cash out, take the sweat of the Oilers playing for $270K? For both of you. Off of $13.
15K.
15K?
I'd say 10K.
10K. 10K is the proper cash out. DraftKings doing too much, offering 39.9. So what I did is I took a look at the series odds before, any of the games started. Panthers are up 3-2 on the Oilers, and then the Thunder are up 3-2 on the Indiana Pacers. So currently on Pinnacle Sportsbook, which is known to be one of the sharpest, smartest sportsbooks, the Oklahoma City Thunder are minus 1,500 odds, so really big favorites, and the Pacers are plus 991. So what you can do is you can use a no vig calculator, which basically just takes the sportsbooks market, removes the vig, removes the juice, and tells you the probability of both outcomes winning. It just devigs the market. So for example, if a team is, a minus 900 favorite to win, they're a 9-1 betting favorite, which means they're 90% to win. Every odd has an associated probability. So basically, according to Pinnacle, the sharpest book, this is just one data point, but according to Pinnacle, the Thunder are 91% to win the series, and then the Oilers, on the other hand, are underdogs, right? They're down currently. They're about plus 320 underdogs, and the Panthers are minus 385 favorites. So if you devig that market, the Edmonton Oilers are currently, according to Pinnacle, before Game 6, a 22.91% underdog to win. So you have the OKC Thunder, who are like over 90% to win the series, according to the market. And then you have the Oilers, who are about 23%. So basically, if you multiply, those numbers together, what that's going to get you to is the probability that both the Oilers and the Thunder win. So if you multiply both these numbers together, it comes out to 20.8%. So basically, according to Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest book, the probability that this parlay wins is approximately 21%, 20.8%. So then you can just kind of back out the math, right? What is this parlay? What is this ticket worth if both of these teams are fairly, 21% combined probability of winning, the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup? And that comes out to being $58,000. So again, cashing out in general, especially for smaller parlays, not the best idea, because if you go through the math, you can see DraftKings is, basically offering him, maybe 70% of the fair value of the parlay of what they should be paying him, which is why sportsbooks offer cash outs to begin with. They're making money on people cashing out of parlays after they've won their first 2 legs. Now, you also have a third option, right? There's let it ride, there's cash out, and then the third option is you could hedge, right? You can hedge on different sports books. So for example, in this scenario, obviously hedging probably isn't realistic for most people because this is such a big parlay with a big payout. To hedge optimally, you would need $230,000. So again, probably for this parlay, that's not possible. However, for smaller parlays, you may have enough money to hedge where you're actually getting a better price, a better payout just by hedging on a different sports book as opposed to hitting the cash out button. So as an example, currently the Panthers are best offered at -350. The Pacers are best offered at +1100. So the optimal thing you could do if you wanted to guarantee a profit regardless is hedge. So again, I use ChatGPT to kind of figure out the exact math, exactly the amounts of money you would want to bet to hedge. But it would be $210,000 approximately on the Panthers at -350, which again, for this situation, probably not possible. But for smaller parlays, you may be able to do this and get a much better, payout compared to cashing out. So $210,000 on the Panthers -350 and 22.5K on the Pacers at +1100. So what this is going to do is it's going to guarantee you a payout of 37.6K regardless of what happens unless both the hedge bets win. So basically, if the parlay wins that this guy placed, he's going to get only, 37.5K. He's not going to get the full 270 that he would have gotten if he just let it ride. But again, that's kind of the whole point of hedging. So he'll get 37.5K, which is a little lower than the cash out. But in every situation, there's 4 possible combinations. The Thunder win and the Panthers win, Thunder win and Oilers win, Pacers win, Oilers win, Pacers win and Panthers win. So in every single situation, he's going to make 37.5K unless both of the hedge bets win. In this case, both of the hedge bets would be Panthers and Pacers. So if the Panthers and Pacers both win, Pacers win the NBA Finals, Panthers win the Stanley Cup, he's going to make $308,000. So that's a lot of money, right? He's basically flipping the parlay and locking in a profit very similar to the cash out. So sure, he's not getting 39K, which was the cash out offer on DraftKings. He's getting a little lower, 37.5K. But if both of the P teams win, if the Pacers win and the Panthers win, he's making 308K. So if you wanted to hedge, I think we all agree, instead of taking the 39K cash out, taking 37.5K and then having the possibility of making 308K if the Panthers, who are favored to win the Stanley Cup, like -400 favorites, and the Pacers win the NBA Finals, obviously they're currently down 3-2, seems a lot more unlikely, but he still has the possibility for 308K. That's a much better option as opposed to hitting the cash out button on DraftKings. So long story short, let it ride, cash out, or hedge. Almost always cash out is going to be the easiest option, and especially for a big parlay like this, it may just not be realistic to let it ride. It's too much money. It's life-changing amounts of money. And it may also not be realistic to hedge because hedging requires literally $230,000, which is kind of unrealistic. But for smaller parlays, usually your best option is going to be let it ride. Right? There's so many people who, after the first few legs win, they cash out, and the sportsbook is taking about a 20 to 30% profit margin on those cash outs. So the best option usually is let it ride in terms of the math, in terms of the expected value. The second best option in general is going to be to hedge on another sportsbook where they're offering the best possible odds on the teams you need to hedge on. So in this case, it was, Pacers and Panthers he would need to hedge on. Being able to get the best possible price on those bets will make hedging more valuable than the cash out. So in general, cashing out, not the best idea. Obviously, for this specific example, guy's making a life-changing amount of money. I'm wishing him all the best regardless of what he does. Hopefully he makes a ton of money off the books. That's everyone's dream. What's better than that? But yeah, that's the math behind cash outs. Thank you so much for your time. Any questions you have, drop them below, comment them, and also subscribe to the channel. Let me know other video ideas too. I love making sports betting content.